All right, y'all, we got the Beretta PMX. This is better than Grandma's spaghetti right here. Check this out. Woohoo! Yeehaw! That's a spicy meatball right there, boys and girls. All right, in case you can't tell, we got the new Beretta PMX out. Really cool setup here. We're gonna check it out. Before we get started, I would like to thank our friends at SDI, Sonoran Desert Institute. They are a great distance learning program. If you are looking for a career in the gun world, you want to get into gunsmithing, their distance learning programs are fantastic. Really, really awesome people. Great curriculum, great instructors. Check them out. They also have a drone program for flying drones. Tons of really cool things they offer. Check them out, SDI, Sonoran Desert Institute, and tell them Eric sent you over there. All right, so our friends at Beretta sent us one of the PMX S pistols, and we went ahead and converted this bad boy into an SBR because why in the heck would you not want to have this in a configuration similar to this? This is a stock from A3 Tactical, all right, and this is their riser that they have set up here. It does work on the factory folding mech, or the factory, pin slot on the original PMX, okay? So this is a new subgun from Beretta. These were released around 2016 to the police and military in Italy. The initial order was for about, I want to say about 8,000 guns or so, 6,000 to 8,000 guns that they ordered for the Italians, okay? This gun draws heavily from the original M12, okay? Which is a really cool subgun from Beretta as well. The PM12, that particular gun, okay, it uses a lot of sheet metal components, kind of stampings and things like that. Sort of like, in a way, sort of their take like on a modern Sten or something like that, or a modern subgun, a blowback, open bolt, full auto subgun. So what they did with the PMX is they took some of the basic design components of the PM12 and rolled it into a polymer version, a more modernized polymer version. And that's what you have here with the PMX. So it still retains that sort of tube-like appearance in terms of the round shape of the receiver. It still has a large, round, reciprocating massive bolt. It is a blowback, very similar to the original PM12, of course. Has a 6.9-inch barrel that is threaded 1/2x28. We are wearing a Whip Machine 9mm suppressor. This is an all stainless steel suppressor. A little hefty on this particular gun, but a nice fit and sounds quite nice. This forward grip assembly is also from A3 Tactical. This particular one, this is the grenade body configuration. It kind of has that, almost kind of H&K look is what I was going for. But they do offer a variety of different grip modules. Check this out. You can just take it off. All right. Okay, so it's threaded on. You can get all different types of grips, and they just thread right into place on the little threaded boss that goes on your pick rail. You have a pick rail on all different sides, 4 sides, and you have a pick rail all the way across the top of the gun. So it comes fully equipped with all your pick rails. It is a fully ambidextrous gun, save for the bolt stop. You do have ambidextrous safety. I do like the location of the safety as well as the degree of tilt of the safety is easy to get to with your thumb, and it's very tactile, but it also is very easy to take on and off with your thumb. Also, very distinctive markings. The lower you can see is one piece of injection molded polymer, okay? It does appear that it might take AR-15 style, fire control components. I have not verified that. That's one thing I failed to look up before I started the video. But as I got looking at it, I was like, man, it looks like an AR-15 fire control group. Don't hold me to that. But you do have an ambidextrous magazine release, ambidextrous safety, and then the bolt stop is located on the left side of the receiver. But you only have one single bolt stop. Now the charging handle can be changed over left or right as well. So you can have right side charge and left side charge. The gun came set up in left side charge, and I got to shooting it a bit and I thought, wow, it's actually kind of convenient to have the left side charge because you can reach up and manipulate the bolt without having to move your fire control hand And of course, if the gun has an option for a left side charge, I prefer left side charge. That's just me. But if you want right side charge, you can totally do that. This is a Gideon Optics Mediator. Very nice optic here from Gideon. And this thing is set up great. Now, this is the factory magazine from Beretta. And you notice that this gun takes B&T pattern magazines. So I opted to go ahead and order some fresh B&T mags. And I also have one of my older B&T magazines here, which we'll talk about that in a moment. And we are going to test some carry ammo out in this particular gun as well. One thing is the weight. Now, granted, I am wearing a relatively heavy suppressor on this gun, but it is a hefty gun. It's got a little bit of heft. A lot of that weight is coming from that large bolt mass. Big reciprocating hunk of mass here. But it does represent a very nice shooting experience, very smooth recoil. We're going to shoot the gun a little bit more. Here's our other Beretta marked magazine. Now, I have not tested these magazines in a B&T, but I have tested the B&T mags in this. And I don't know if there's a backwards compatibility between the Beretta mags being used in a B&T, but I know that the B&T mags do work in the Beretta. All right, so here's some full power 147 grain Remington UMC. This time we'll try the bolt stop. All right, looks good. We'll shoot this thing a bit. Very accurate. Okay, failure to feed. Let's have a look here. Okay, now the shape of that projectile is rather unique. Let's continue. Let's see if that was just a fluke. Okay, we have one failure to feed. Now, the ogive of that particular projectile has kind of a unique shape, so we'll just keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and run some more subs. This time I'm going to put some in the dirt over here. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road when it comes to this types of guns. This is Remington Subsonic 147 grain ammunition, 945 feet per second on the velocity. So this one's moving kind of slow, and this is a rather large bolt with a heavy-ish mainspring. So, is the bolt going to be able to clear really well? Is this thing going to cycle well with subs? Let's see. We do have a can providing some additional back pressure. Let's give it a try. Okay, I'm going to put a few in the dirt back here. All right, these are 945 foot per second subs out of a 6.9 inch barrel with our Whip Machine 9mm suppressor. And I'm just going to put a few in the dirt back here. On the steel. Uh-oh, we got a casualty. One of our sodas took a piece of jacket spalling. That did lock the bolt to the rear. That was a B&T factory, new production magazine. You notice they changed the base plates around on these just a little bit on the newer B&T mags. The older B&T mags have just a flat base. Now look, I'm not calling anyone out here, so don't get out the torches and pitchforks, okay? I had an issue out of some of these B&T mags. They were cracking really bad in the rear. We bought maybe about 6 or 8 of them, and most of them ended up having splits in the back. Now, this is one of my older mags that's still in pretty good shape, but I don't know if they changed the polymer formula or changed the design, or I don't know what they did, but the newer ones seem to hold up a little better. But it's just worth noting that some of these older ones, I was having some issues out of them, but this is one of the older B&T mags. Let's check it out. This is Bellom 124 grain service ammunition, full power ammo. This is very similar ammo to what you would probably end up running, what the Italians would run in this for service would likely be this load. So this is pretty much more than likely what this gun is intended to shoot is this particular load. It's gonna crack a little more because it's supersonic. Let's give it a try, okay? Failure to feed. I'm getting on that pretty quick. Little gassy. Not bad though. All right, had 2 failures to feed. B&T factory mag, this is a new production B&T magazine. Again, Bellom 124 grain ammunition. I'm gonna slow down a little bit on the rate of fire. I might be getting a little silly there. I doubt that had anything to do with the failure to feed, but just in case, I'll slow it down a little bit here. Oh yeah, very nice. Sweet setup. Ran a lot of ammo through this thing, not running too bad. She's getting a little warm, but not bad. In the subgun category, it's definitely you know, holding up nice in that regard. I do like this gun a lot. I've been very pleased with it so far. I have ran it a good bit, you know, just to kind of play with it and break it in a little bit, and it's not running too bad. We did have a few failures of feed there, but overall, pretty cool gun. I do like it. We do have some hollow point ammunition here. We're gonna run some, you know, defensive ammunition. This is some standard pressure Federal 124 grain Hydroshock. We got some sodas here. I think you can see where this is going, and we're just gonna see if this thing will feed defensive ammunition. Shouldn't be a problem. And again, this is a new production B&T APC type magazine, okay? So it is odd, not odd, but I suppose interesting that Beretta chose to make this gun take the B&T pattern magazines. I suppose in the world of modern straight tower subgun mags, B&Ts are definitely towards the top of the heap, for sure, okay? All right, let's check her out. We got some sodas here and some Hydroshocks out of a 6.9 inch barrel. Let's have a little bit of fun and we'll see how accurate these guys are here. Okay, let's do it. There we go. Oh yeah. Right on. All in all, I'm very pleased with this setup. Reliability is pretty good. We had a few failures to feed. Maybe that could just be the gun needing to be broken in a little bit more, so a little bit higher round count on it. You know, this is kind of our initial outing with it to just sort of see what it can eat. Typically, the way that I like to approach these videos is we just we throw a bunch of ammunition and some mags and we go and shoot it and observe, see what happens, kind of get a little bit of an idea of how it's running. I'm gonna continue to run this thing, shoot it a good bit more, and I'm gonna keep this around in the house, and I've got a gong out on the front yard right off the porch, and I'm gonna wear that gong out with this thing a good bit over the next few weeks and see how good it's holding up. But make sure you follow me on Twitter, okay? I had a really good post the other day with this gun that went viral on Twitter, so make sure you check that out. That went pretty well. And yeah, definitely a cool setup, okay? Really neat. So I will continue to shoot it some more. And also a big thanks to Beretta for sending this particular gun out. I know we requested a few other things that we hopefully will be getting in. I know folks have been asking us to do a video on the A300 Ultima tactical shotgun, the tactical version of the A300. Also the 1301, that's a hotly requested video. People have been asking me to check out the 1301 because you know how much I love shotguns. So hopefully we will have those guns in eventually and get some videos up for you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Many more videos on the way. And again, a big thanks to Beretta for sending this cool sub gun out for us to show off here for you. And we hope you enjoyed today's video. Many more on the way. We'll see you soon.